Hey everyone, my name is Nirdosh Kumar and my topic is Deaf President Now. It's a protest that happened in 1988. So, first, quick background on Gallaudet University. It's located in Washington, D.C. and was founded in 1864. The big thing about it is it's the only university in the world specifically for deaf and hard of hearing students. ASL is the main language there. It's basically the center of deaf culture. For 124 years, every single president of this school was hearing. Not a single deaf president had ever held that position, and that's really important context for understanding why this protest happened. So, why did the students finally reach a breaking point in 1988? A few reasons. For over 100 years, hearing people were in charge at Gallaudet. They believed they knew what was best for deaf students. Deafness was treated like a problem to fix, not a culture to be proud of. And that mindset had been running the school for a very long time. But by 1988, things had changed a lot. Over 100 deaf people had doctoral degrees. Two of three finalists for president were actually deaf. So people really expected this time would be different. Everything happened in just 8 days. March 6th, the board announced a hearing woman named Elizabeth Zinser as the new president. Students immediately went to the hotel where the announcement was made and started protesting that same night. March 7th, students took it further. They used buses to physically block all the campus gates. The university shut down completely and it started getting national media attention. Over the next few days, March 8th through the 11th, students marched to the Capitol and the White House. They issued their four demands, and by this point, the whole world was watching. March 11th, Zinser resigned. She called it a powerful movement. Senators and Congress members were publicly supporting the students. March 13th, they won. King Jordan was named the first president of Gallaudet. These are the four specific demands the students made that drove the whole protest. Their first demand was simple: appoint a deaf president. Their second demand was that the board chair, Jan Spillman, had to resign. She had reportedly said that deaf people were not ready to function in the hearing world, which obviously did not go well with anyone. Their third demand was that at least 51% of the board of trustees needed to be deaf going forward, so this kind of situation could not happen again. And their fourth demand was that nobody who participated in the protest would face any punishment. All four of those demands were met, and that third one, the 51% of deaf majority on the board, is still Gallaudet's policy today. There were four main people in this story. King Jordan, he became the first deaf president. He lost his hearing at 21 from a motorcycle accident. His first statement after being appointed became really well known. He said, "Deaf people can do anything hearing people can do except hear." That line is still referenced a lot today. Greg Hilbach, he was the student body president who organized the whole protest. What stood out about him is that he kept everything calm and non-violent, which is a big reason it worked. Elizabeth Zinser was the hearing candidate who was appointed as president, but she resigned just 5 days after the protest started. And Jen Bassett Spillman was the board chair. She reportedly said that deaf people were not ready to function in the hearing world. That comment made everything worse and became the reason students pushed even harder. The protest didn't just change Gallaudet, it actually changed laws. A few months after DPN, the Telecommunications Accessibility Enhancement Act passed. That law guaranteed relay access for deaf people all across the country. Then in 1990, the Television Decoder Circuitry Act passed. That is actually the reason closed captions exist on TVs today. And also in 1990, the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, was passed. That is one of biggest civil rights laws ever in this country, and DPN helped build the momentum for it. One senator said that Congress passed more laws supporting deaf rights in the 5 years after DPN than in the previous 216 years combined. So the impact was really massive. So, why does a 1988 protest still matter today? There is actually a documentary about it that came out on Apple TV in May 2025, directed by Gallaudet Alonil DiMarco. People are still telling this story because it's still relevant. More importantly, DeepIn changed how the world thinks about deafness. Before this, being deaf was seen mostly as a medical condition, something to be fixed. DeepIn pushed back on that. It said being deaf is a cultural identity with its own language, community, and pride. It also inspired what people call the DeepIn effect. Deaf communities in other countries saw what happened at Gallaudet and started organizing for their own rights too. I will end with the quote from Dr. Jordan: deaf people can do anything hearing people can do except hear. 8 days of protest made that statement possible, and I think that's pretty remarkable. And these are my sources. Thank you so much for watching.